So they're polytheists. So evangelicals are like, these people are quacks, man. These people are crazy for believing this shit. They're not sane, rational, smart like us. Yama, yama, yama. You need to plant a seed of Jesus.
Give you my word. He's gonna be coming.
Welcome to Two Gaming Dudes. Everybody gather round, find a spot on the carpet, sit down. It's story time.
Let's learn about the Mormons. My favorite.
I'm very excited about this because I know about yay much.
Okay. The theology, I'm not making any of that up either. You're going to think I'm making it up. When I tell you about the space aliens, you're going to think I'm making it up. I'm not making it up. This is a bona fide real religion. They call themselves an offshoot of Christianity. They're not.
This is not Scientology, right?
Not Scientology.
This is Mormon.
This is the Mormons, the Book of Latter-day Saints. The guys in Utah.
Right. The
Utes. Brigham Young University.
The ones most likely to come knocking on your door.
Yes.
Awesome.
Do you know why they do that?
I imagine because nobody ever heard of them, but...
No, they have the most brilliant cult situation. They keep their hooks in their cult members beautifully. When you turn 18, you as a Mormon, you have to go out into the world and proselytize. You have to go out and convert people.
Okay.
You are required to do a year as a missionary.
A year?
A year. So you start learning a language. It's assigned to you. You're going to learn Japanese, and when you turn 18, you're going to go to Japan, and you're going to spread the word. And you're going to learn Spanish, and you're going to Nicaragua, and you're going to learn blah, 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 you name it. And for 1 year, you have to go out into the world and preach the word of Joseph Smith. And those are the people, they've got the little black badge, and they show up at your door, knock, knock, knock. And what do you usually do?
I mean, nowadays, I'd be like, oh my God, let me get my camera. I need you to wait right there. I'm gonna stream this. And
I'm talking about normal people.
But normal people,
us.
yeah, it was just...
They're teased and get the fuck out of here. Okay.
Right.
Now imagine you're 18 years old, and you go through that for a year.
Oh, just a year of
People
door
slamming the door in your face.
Right,
and you go back to Salt Lake City, back to the church elders. And how many people did you convert? None, sir. They slammed the door in my face. Now, my child, you understand. The world is cold and cruel and uncaring, and the only place you are loved and accepted is right here with us.
Oh, damn.
Fucking genius.
Wow.
Fucking genius.
Damn.
Anyway.
Okay, so I never thought of that. Now that's going to keep me up at night.
So this was all started by Joseph Smith, a known con man in the early 1800s.
Okay.
Had been busted many, many times as a scam artist.
Like snake oil and...
No, like, I can use these 2 magic sticks and find buried treasure. Pay me $100, and I'll come to your farm, and I'll find where the gold is buried. Oh, okay, here's $100. It's buried right under here, 30 feet down. Cool, pay me.
I'm out.
Hey, I dug where you said there was no gold. Joe Smith, I dug where you said there was no... Where the fuck is he? That.
Right.
He was a diviner. Okay, so that's how he got his start.
Awesome. Even better than I could have imagined.
All of a sudden, he gets this bright idea. We're going to start a new religion. I'm going to start a new religion with me at the top of it. And he comes up with the idea he needs to print a book first.
All right.
I don't have money to publish a book. Who does? This guy, the richest man in town, Harris. So he goes to the richest man in town, says, I spoke to God the other day. We're supposed to publish a Bible. It's going to cost about $1,000. I'm not giving you $1,000. No, you're going to be part of it, though, because God said you're going to be part of it. Oh, okay, yeah, I guess I could give $1,000 for that. Okay, great. Where's the Bible? Oh, God's going to dictate it to me, and I'll read it out to you, and then you write it down. I was visited by an archangel who told me where these magic golden plates are, and these magical golden plates are the new gospel, but you're not allowed to see them, only I can see them. But I'll read them to you, and then you write them down on paper. Oh, okay, well, where are they now? Oh, well, they vanished. But don't worry, I'll tell you what they are. So he took 2 magic rocks, he put the plates in his hat and put 2 magic rocks next to it, and he looked into the hat, and the magic rocks made the lights on the gold plates glow, and so he could read it in English, and he would dictate to Harris.
But only he could see it.
Only he can see it.
In his hat.
Yes.
2 magic rocks.
Okay, here's what happened. After the crucifixion, Jesus flew across the ocean to teach the Indians. Why did he do that? Well, the Indians, it turns out, are actually the lost tribe of Israel. Because at some point, 3 ships set out from the Mideast, crossed the ocean, and came to the New World, but they got into a fight.
Okay.
And God got mad at them and turned them orange. And that's why Indians that's why the Indians look like that. They're being punished.
Okay.
So God flew over the ocean and taught the Indians. Also, the Garden of Eden, it's actually in New York.
What?
Or it's in Missouri. It's in somewhere in Missouri.
It's in Missouri?
We're in New York. We're supposed to go there and set up our new nation of Zion. Because that's what God wants for us. Because we're actually part of that tribe of Israel. Okay, great.
Awesome.
Can I see the gold plates? No, they vanished.
Shut up! Sit your monkey ass down.
So Harris goes to his wife. He goes home with his stack of pages. He's like, look, honey, I wrote a book from God, and we're gonna start this new country of Zion. It's gonna cost about $1,000. And the wife's like, who told you to do this? Joe Smith, that fucking con artist? Okay, great. So his wife takes the pages and locks them in a closet and says, go tell him I threw them away and see what he comes up with. See if he can fucking
do it
dictate the
again.
pages.
The same pages.
Yeah. He goes back. Joe, my wife got confused and she used the pages to start a fire. I lost them. I don't have them anymore. You're going to have to redictate. And he says, oh, well, God is pretty mad. I can't use those original gold plates. I have to use different ones now. So the story will be the same, but the dictation might be a little bit different.
A little bit off.
Okay, let's do this again. Okay.
You are made of stupid.
So he starts gathering some people. And they start getting a big following. And they start taking over this little town in New York.
This, by the way, is what happens, when you don't have television.
Yeah, okay.
We're all really bored.
Dude, I'm not even getting into what was on the golden plates yet. I'm just telling you the history of fucking Joe
Just
Smith.
telling me that there
How
were
it
gold
started.
plates, and he did read them.
And then they vanished.
And I love the fact that the wife was like, give me that, you dumbass.
Yeah. They start getting some political influence in New York. Like, they start taking over city council and putting their own people in positions of power. And the
Okay.
rest of the residents of New York are like, get the fuck out of here, dude. This is bullshit. And they chase them out.
Okay.
And the followers are like, Joe Smith, what gives? You said Zion, this is where God told us to build Zion. He's like, oh, actually, I spoke to the Lord last night. I messed up. I must have misinterpreted. It's not New York. It's actually in Missouri. So they go to Missouri.
Okay.
And they start doing the same thing and get kicked out of Missouri. So they go to Michigan. They're like, Joe Smith, what the fuck? It's like, I promise. This time, I promise. It's
totally
Michigan.
in Michigan.
They start bouncing around a little bit. They settle someplace, I don't remember, someplace in the Midwest. And they start taking over. And then the cops go, because they start having some fights inside the church itself. Who's in charge? What doctrine do we follow? Also, Joe Smith is fucking everyone's wife. So they're like, Joe, I'm going to have to kick your ass. He's like, oh, no. I talked to the Lord last night. We're supposed to take multiple wives. And they're like, oh, the Lord said that? You sure I'm not just supposed to fuck you up? He's like, no. I spoke to the Lord. In fact, he said you guys are supposed to take multiple wives too. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, if we can all do it,
I guess I can get behind that. Okay.
What the hell you want 2 wives for? I ain't even want the one, but...
Anyway, you have these factions breaking up and he's involved in criminal stuff. Some people go to arrest him one day. He gets into a gunfight with the police and gets killed. As the Mormons will tell you, he was assassinated.
Assassinated.
No. He got into a gunfight with the cops and got killed.
And the cops blew him away.
Like Tupac Shakur was assassinated. Biggie Smalls assassinated. No, they wasn't. Martin Luther King was assassinated. Malcolm X was assassinated. John F. Kennedy was assassinated. Them 2 niggas got shot.
So Brigham Young takes over. Now Joseph Smith is dead. Brigham Young says, okay, he told me everything. It turns out Zion isn't here after all. And he's looking at, where the fuck does no one live? The Utah desert.
How about
It's in
Utah?
Utah. Let's pack our shit and go 1,000 miles to Utah. Fuck, all right.
Let's try the middle of frickin' nowhere.
So they pack up and go to... There's a handful of settlers already there. They butcher them.
Awesome.
They murder any settler that's already there, and they set up their own colony in Utah. They've been there ever since. Okay. Here's what's in the fucking book that is tremendous.
Oh, I can't wait. So what was worth all this trouble?
So the tribes of Israel came to the New World.
Uh-huh.
They squabbled, and God turned them red to punish them, and they were Indians.
Which is already brilliant. Okay.
The Garden of Eden was there in Missouri. Zion is here in Utah. We are the chosen people. It's not the Jews. It's us, the Mormons. We are the chosen people right here.
Okay. Sounds great so far.
God, who is a man, a white man, about 6 foot, 190 pounds,
Okay.
lives on the planet Kolob. He was once just a guy. He was once just a regular guy. But he was so good and so pure of heart and spiritual and devout that he himself became a god. And he became the god of this earth. And if you are baptized as a Mormon and you are devout and you do really, really good, you too will one day become god of your own planet.
Of your own planet. Oh. What was the name of the planet again?
His is Kolob.
Kolob.
There is a real planet Kolob. You can point
Is
a
there
telescope
really?
at. It's just a fucking planet.
I-
They're like, oh yeah, that one. I don't know. They have to wear this magic underwear.
What?
Mormons have to wear magic underwear. It's called the temple garments.
Oh, do tell me about the magic underwear.
I had 2 Mormons in my army platoon, and I thought they were fucking with me when I saw their underwear. Like, no, we have to wear this. This is where I learned all this from.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, yeah, I'd be like, you guys, sit down and please explain this to me.
Oh, I was like,
Because you got it, like, every night I want to hear another story.
Robert, tell me everything. And of course, they're, oh my God, someone's interested to hear our story. Anyway, so Joseph Smith said, they're just gushing to tell, and you got to keep, you're biting your cheeks to keep from laughing.
Right. Like, I swear to God, I'm not making fun of you.
This magic,
Now-
there, he's blowing into that. Oh, you can't see it.
No,
Fuck,
you
well,
can't see.
anyway.
What the hell was he blowing into?
He's looking into his
Oh,
hat.
he was looking into his hat.
And the magic rocks are making the golden plates glow. This magic underwear protects you from temptation, from Satan's whatever, because you're not allowed to drink or smoke or have caffeine or any of that weird shit, because it affects you. It's sinful. It also protects you from fire and bullets. Didn't protect Joe Smith, but anyway.
Wrong underwear that day.
And you have to buy that temple underwear from the church, by the way. You can't just go to Walmart.
Oh, you
gotta
got to
buy
order
it
from
from-
Amazon?
No.
I'm going to look it up on Amazon.
They have to do their mission. There are, as it turns out, I don't know how many Mormons have lived and died, but they were all so good. There are now millions of gods. Because those Mormons were so good, they became gods of their own planet.
Right?
So they're out there.
Does that mean by now, like, the pickings are getting slim?
Well, they're always
Like,
generating
you're all going to
Mormons.
get to be gods of your own planets, I swear. Just understand that, all the good planets have been taken, so you're probably going to get a shit planet. But still.
It's still a planet. And you're
Still
still a god, so you can make it good. Duh! There's tithing. You have to give 10% of everything you make directly to the church.
Well, I think that's company standard for all Christians.
This is a little different. It's 10% of everything. So your 401k.
Oh,
If you sell a house and you make a profit of it on it, 10% goes to the church.
wow.
There's no questioning any of this. The church elders are the last word on anything. If you question it, you are fucking out. And if you are out, you are ostracized. You cut off ties to your family and your community, and anyone you've ever known is supposed to turn their back on you. So it
Wow.
is really difficult to leave. Really difficult to leave. Because if you leave, your
Yeah.
family's instructed. They left.
They have to turn their
They're
back
done.
on you.
They're dead to you. You can't talk to them. You can't associate with them. You can't even look at them anymore. They have to leave and never come back. So it's really hard to leave. When you hear an ex-Mormon say, I left the church, you don't understand what they sacrificed to get out of that nut house.
Man.
So a few of them, most of them gave up on the polygamy stuff because the federal government was like, fuck you. There are still little isolated sects that still do it. And
Right.
elsewhere in the world, like Mitt Romney, the senator from Utah, ran for president.
Yeah.
He was born on a polygamist Mormon colony in Mexico.
Oh, cool.
I don't know how many wives this old man had, but
I don't know either, but
it's still out there.
my God.
It just, everything of this reeks so bad when it's so new and so demonstrably started by a con man. How could you possibly fucking believe any of this shit?
I don't know. And how do you get so many? I get it to an extent. Because you've built a community, you're born into the community, you want to belong, you're going to do
Yeah.
anything it takes to belong to the community that you're in. The last thing you want is to be seen as an outsider.
Sure.
So I get it to that point. But it's freaking 2024. We have cell phones. I can see the world.
I think they gave up on polygamy before they gave up the church elders, the guys in charge. They had a policy up until like the mid 80s about the Mormon priesthood. Whites only. And finally in 1985 they went back on that a little bit.
85. Awesome.
Hey, sorry, I'm just editing right now, and I had to clarify, it was 1978 that they started allowing black priests. It wasn't until 2013 that they rescinded their previous racial policies on segregation, interracial marriage, and that black people will be made white after death.
We got Michael Jackson. I guess we don't have to be whites only anymore.
Wow. That's...
And the other thing they got in trouble for, it is, since they are, the keepers of God's will on earth,
Right.
it is up to them to save as many people as they can. And so they went and started baptizing people without their knowledge. So they would go get a phone book from Chicago.
Okay.
City of Chicago phone book. And they would go to their little temple or whatever and just start reading off names and baptizing people without their knowledge or consent. And then that's credit for them. I brought 13,000 people to the Church of Latter-day Saints, you see? And then they got like Holocaust records and started baptizing Jews that were slaughtered in the concentration camps and started baptizing them. And, surviving Jews didn't like that.
Go to hell, you schmuck.
No, I can imagine not.
So they were like, all right, we're not going to do that anymore. Fuck it.
How they did? So I could have been secretly baptized and I had no idea?
If you have a public record out there, you probably are baptized as a Mormon and just don't know about it.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
Honorary member. Which means I want my underwear.
Well, you're
I
still...
want to know what this underwear is like.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I
it's
imagine
a goofy set of long underwear and a t-shirt.
Oh, I just imagined it had claws or something that would bite you. And...
No.
No?
You're still not allowed in the temple, though.
No?
No.
What do I got?
Mormons only. You have to convert and become one of them to be allowed into the temple.
Well, that's way too much work. I'm not going to do that.
And they've all got 19 children, and they dress like fucking weirdos.
Oh, the 19 children thing. That's right. That's like the me and my 27 children thing. Those are Mormons.
They might
right?
be, but a lot of them are.
A lot of them are anyway.
And,
Everybody
the wife doesn't have any authority over herself. If the husband decides we're having another baby, you're fucking having one.
Here we go.
And I'm having one with this wife and one with this wife, and you can't say shit about it. So a lot of the way they got around it, you've heard of the sister wives.
Yeah.
So you legally marry your wife, and then these other two become your sister wife. They can't go through a ceremony. You can't submit a marriage certificate to the county because it's illegal.
Right.
But she lives with you, and you fuck her, and you have kids. And she's one of your wives. That's considered A-okay.
It's the most redneck thing I've ever heard. I don't even know how to make sense of any of that, but I would love to know what you think. I mean, I don't think Mormons watch our show, so I don't think any Mormons are going to be commenting on this.
No, but evangelical Christians do sometimes watch our show, this playlist. And they do not like the Mormons. They don't like anyone. But
right,
they really
the
don't
Mormons
like the
are
Mormons.
way up there. Well, then, by all means, let us know in the comments down below. What do you think of the Mormons?
Right? I mean, they're polytheists. They believe in multiple gods.
Oh, yeah.
Right? For the same reason we make fun of Hindus for having 30 gods.
Right, they've
The
got
Mormons,
millions.
Every good Mormon became a god. So they're polytheists. So evangelicals are like, these people are quacks, man. These people are crazy for believing this shit. They're not sane, rational, smart like us. Yama, yama, yama.
Well, now I really got to hear your comments. So you got to put something down below and let us know what you think of the Mormons. And I don't know, the off chance that an actual Mormon actually watched this.
We can reach out.
No, defend.
Right. More than anything, we're making fun because it's a comedy show and it's supposed to be funny.
Right, but...
I would love an actual LDS. There's a term. I'm not sure that we're supposed to use Mormons anymore. I think they prefer to be called Latter-day Saints. I don't know. We're making fun because it's supposed to be funny, but I would love a member of the LDS Church to chime in. Because I'm sure we're missing stuff. I don't know. I don't know the history of theology very well, but somebody out there I'm sure could set us straight.
Sure, maybe
And
we
if
told
we're wrong,
if we told the story wrong and there actually isn't a spaceship, then,
well, no, there's no spaceship. That's Scientology.
Oh, that's right.
We'll do that one next.
Okay, cool.
It is equally
Yes.
as tremendous.
I can't wait.
But if we're wrong, show us that we're wrong, and I'm open-minded enough to admit that I'm wrong. I certainly could be.
I don't know anything about their history, so...
I know enough to know that it stinks of charlatanism. But maybe I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, show me. But I don't think you can. Don't think you can.
No, most people, I'm afraid, who have this strong belief the best thing they can do is to just click off and go watch something else.
Or just say, well, that's just how I feel.
We have a lot of that.
The instant you say, I just take it on faith, the argument is over.
Yeah.
Because I can take anything on faith.
Because we can't fight that.
Because it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's horseshit. White supremacists just take it on faith. We're better than the coloreds. Why do you think I just take it on faith? You can take fucking anything on faith. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Faith is not an avenue to get to truth. Even a little bit. So the instant you say, that's just what I believe, I take it on faith, you've lost already. You've got nothing.
Yeah.
You have literally nothing. Or
And-
bupkis, as our Hebrew friends would call it.
Right. And we can't argue it. We can't even fight it or defend, because how do you fight against stupid?
You're a fucking imbecile. I take that on faith.
Yeah.
Actually, I have evidence to prove that you're a fucking imbecile, but you don't want to lay that you're taking on faith. That's the Mormons for you.
All right. Well, there you go. That's the Mormons for you. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And Scientology next, because I can't wait to hear the stories of Scientology. I'm so excited about that one.
I will tell you my limited experience with people in the LDS Church. They are very nice, polite, sincere people. Mm-hmm. I don't think the church elders, I think, are aware that they're manipulating the masses. This is a big business.
Sure.
They're aware exactly of what they're doing. But your rank and file LDS member,
Like the average
just
people.
regular
just
guy,
voted- yeah.
I think they're legit, sincere, good-hearted, sincere people who
I
want
can
to live their
believe
lives,
that.
raise their families. They're very polite.
Yeah.
Mature, helpful. They're really what you'd want from people to be.
There are actually Mormons that I follow on YouTube
Oh, okay.
in particular. Then they always seem like the nicest people. Apparently a little gullible, but, really nice people.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. So
Right.
I don't know if it attracts a certain mindset or if it changes you once you become part of it.
Or if
I don't know.
Or if it has something to do with location, because the ones that I follow live right there in Utah.
Well, because that's the promised
So,
land.
yeah.
You're supposed to be there.
I mean, I think because they were born and raised there,
Yeah.
it's all around you, and you can't escape it.
Yeah.
Next thing you know.
Look,
I don't know.
I understand what it's like to be indoctrinated. I get it.
Sure.
Up until age 14, I was awash in this bullshit. I get it.
It's fair.
It's hard to fucking go against everything you've learned your entire life.
Right.
But if you're open enough to look at the real evidence and say, oh my God, I've been lied to.
Well, just like we look at TV shows and movies, at some point you do have to take a step back and go, all right, let's
Right,
look at this objectively. Let's think about what we just saw here. All right. We'll see you in another video, huh?
Yep.
All right. Later.